Hello, everyone, and welcome to yet another edition of Would you almost fall or something?
You caught me off guard. You hit that record button so fast, my trousers are down. I don't know what to say.
Another edition of ShoddyCast for March the 6th. It is a Wednesday. So let's get right on into it. From Jittis156.
Jitties.
Hello, in EOSO's introduction video, we saw ships near the docks. Are they going to be a new... Wow. Are they going... Am I reading that? A new way to be...
Alright, Kurt.
Way of
Alright, Kurt.
transportation.
Whatever you say, Kurt.
Or like in game Archage, will you build your own ship and sail where you want to?
Ships. Have ships been done right in MMOs? At least an MMO we have played?
I'm sure there's probably some Korean game out there.
Probably.
Where you build ships and stuff.
I'm sure people will shout it out in the comments if
there has been. You guys are dumb.
Oh man, coming off of Assassin's Creed, I'll let you take
I know,
this
right?
one.
Okay, so let's talk about the whole Assassin's Creed thing for a moment, since the fourth one has been announced already, and it's called Black Flag, and it's going to be amazing because it has pirates.
The ship combat was really that well done.
It was to me, it was the best part of the game. You can throw the rest of the game out. Just give me nothing but ship combat, because that was freaking epic.
Wow, and could you see that done in an MMO? Like, would it be possible?
It's going to be interesting, because you think, oh yeah, you can plan out all these battles and stuff, and you can sail the open sea. You got to realize that sailing the open sea is usually boring. It's months and months of just sailing and sailing, not seeing a damn thing. It's not like you run across 15 people on your way. I mean, so unless they have like a fast travel system and all this stuff, you're not going to want to just sail around. That's boring. You're going to be wanting to blow shit up and pillage villages and stuff like that. So, I don't know. Let's just get on point. I definitely don't see it happening in ESO.
Oh, no.
Definitely not in the beginning. There could be like a small thing they may add later on where you could maybe build your own ship or something, but I really don't see them spending time on something like that, because that's just not the focus of the game.
Yeah, sadly for all you red guards out there, we know how you mercenaries like to travel to the Seven Seas, but sorry. It doesn't look like it'd be something that they would add. Maybe down the road, like you said, but no, this isn't Pirates of the Caribbean. Hey, Pirates of the Caribbean, they had some sort of MMO with combat. That was terrible or something.
Was that like a browser-based?
I don't know, but I hear it was terrible, so it must be true, because I heard it.
So I'm guessing maybe it will be just some type of transportation, maybe like a cutscene or something, or maybe it's just scenery.
Yeah, it could act kind of like the carriages do in Skyrim. I don't see any, maybe later down the road they would add kind of, you know how World of Warcraft had the bombing missions you would do, you'd ride the hippogriff and throw some bombs down. Maybe they would have little quests like that involving ship combat. But, I don't know, I would see travel, obviously, way before I would see any sort of combat for it. And I know that's what his question was,
Yeah, I think we'll be lucky to see any kind of transportation like in WoW, where you just board a ship that happens to be coming to dock. It's like, yay, I'm gonna go hop onto this ship and go over to Darnassus, yay. But will we see that, like, maybe from Somerset to Valenwood? I don't know.
I would like to.
It would be interesting at least the first time. Like, if that's part of your quest or whatever, to get from Somerset to Valenwood for the first time or something like that, then that would be interesting.
Yeah,
I guess.
It would definitely add to the realism of the world. It's much better than just a fast travel option, and I'm sure a lot of our peers would appreciate it. So, who knows? Who knows the mind of ZeniMax? Who really knows?
Next one is from Riz Layton, and before you say, hey, why did you put his last name, let me start reading it. Hey, before I start, just saying that's not my real name.
Oh.
Anyway, my question to you is, how are they gonna, oh, I like this person, how are they gonna handle player realism like walking through each other? I always think that's a real immersion breaker when walking through someone in an MMO, but also in Skyrim it was quite annoying when you couldn't. I also ask how you can join your guild. Well, I mean, we're in our guild. Why would we have to join our own guild?
Yeah, we really can't join our
guild. You join our guild. Okay, I got you.
So collision detection, that's what we're talking about here. Definitely adds to immersion. MMOs, though, it creates this amazing opportunity for trolls.
Yes.
That's the only problem I see.
Let's set this setting here. Okay, so we're in say Markarth. Okay, we're chilling in Markarth. Of course, that means we're Ebonheart, which isn't happening. But anyways, let's just say we're in Markarth, and we want to go talk to this person that we know gives us a specific quest because we read on all the forums and stuff like that, and we really want to do this quest. But there happens to be a guild of morons.
That's what their name is.
Yes, guild of morons, or troll something.
That's the name of the guild.
And they are surrounding this quest giver in a nice little, circular ring type deal. And you cannot reach that NPC because they are body blocking you. How annoying would that be?
What would you do? You would take your keyboard and go,
son of a bitch, move! So yeah, collision detection, no, not a good idea for an MMO.
No, I can't see it, but as much as I would like to make it work though, maybe there could be some way to make it work. Coming off of playing like Chivalry and stuff, what was really cool was seeing the big knights with their tower shields,
Yeah.
And they could actually form a line and hold back enemy forces. So like in the ESO introduction video where we saw a part of a wall collapse, well, that was just, a breach in the wall. Maybe we could have our warriors run up there and form a line. So maybe if collision detection was only a thing in the PvP zones, maybe that would be cool.
Yeah, and I think we have, a long time ago, we talked about this as well, because people were mentioning, it's like, after closely inspecting this ESO trailer, it looks like there is collision detection, because mobs did move out of the way when a player or something like that.
Okay, I could totally see, like, computer controlled characters having collision, and PvP having collision. I think
usually
that would be cool.
NPC, like enemy NPCs usually do. You can't just like run into them. Like,
right. Inside.
Be one with them. You usually can't do that.
I'm inside of you.
If anything, maybe it's just to like keep camera problems from happening or something like that. But usually that's usually a thing is collision detection with enemy NPCs. So we'll probably be seeing that. But as for player, like you said, PvP, it probably would be a good thing to have collision detection because, again, it adds a whole other aspect when it comes to tactics.
Yeah, tactics and strategies.
So
for sure.
keeping people from being able to access a certain area of a keep or what have you, that would be an interesting thing to have. But in the PvE realm, it's a pain in the ass, and it'll be nothing but troll heaven.
Yeah. All right. I think we.
To join our guild, visit our website. I have an article on there. You'll have to scroll down quite a bit. I have an article on there, or visit our Facebook page because I have it posted on there as well, of how to join our guild when it is an actual guild. We don't actually have a website or Facebook for it yet.
We have a forums though for it.
Yes.
We do have an official ShoddyCast forum, guild forum hosted on the site, so you can go over check that out. But a long story short, either follow us on Twitter or like us on our Facebook page because invites will be sent out through social media and stuff like that. Kind of like ZeniMax is doing with their beta. So.
Yeah. But if for some reason you can't go onto those sites or whatever, then just in-game, I'm sure we'll have lower minions that will do that kind of stuff.
Lower minions? Is that what we kings
in our guild, yes. We will allow them
I'm gonna be
the privilege of inviting people into our guild.
I'm gonna be like level 5 for the longest time because I'm not doing anything but running around in random directions.
What I'll probably do is have a separate account that'll be in the guild and people won't even know it's me. That'd be funny.
Yeah, and say, so what do you think about that Kyle guy?
And then they'll start wondering,
He's a jerk. I don't really like him.
This guy always comes on right after Kyle leaves. That is so weird.
Anyway, moving on.
Moving on, finally. You guys are like, God, shut up. From Ian S. Hello, ShoddyCast. When it comes to crafting, do you know if you will be able to craft traps, as opposed to runes if you don't want to play the mage role? You will also be able to craft gnarly gadgets, such as the Instabridge, grappling hooks, and some other boss gadgets. If you don't know for sure, then what is your opinion on that? Of course, we never know for sure.
It's kind of our signature. Our thing is not to know, but the Instabridge.
I think crafting traps is a good idea, Because we have them tons of times in instances, well, not instances, but dungeons within Skyrim and stuff. You have those dumb bear traps everywhere. You got pressure plates that set off fire stuff, so why not have, like, something like that?
I can actually tell you right now that there are going to be traps in the game. Yes. Remember that advanced combat video we were watching?
Yes.
He was talking about laying down combos, and he said a mage can put down their rune, and I think he said either a thief or a warrior can put down their little trap. So we know that mages aren't the only ones that can do traps. Now, what kind of traps? I don't know.
And that's fine and good, but he wants to know if there will be craftable traps.
Craftable?
That we can place down.
Like under blacksmithing and stuff?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay, so not class-based
like caltrops. Can you make caltrops and then throw them on the ground that'll cause cripple and bleeding?
So kind of like the engineering profession in World of Warcraft that had a lot of, like, PvPers loved engineering back in the day because you could craft all sorts of, like, little bombs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like you're talking about. That would be neat, but do I see them doing it? I don't know. I see them much more making a class-based kind of thing.
Yeah, I'm definitely seeing, like, I guess, wardens? No, it's not wardens. Whatever the other roguish type, archery type class will probably have that. Maybe, like you said, the warrior might have some type of trap or something, but for it being actual craftable traps, I'm going to say I hope so, but probably not.
Yeah, it would be cool, but you wouldn't see me moping if they didn't include it. I don't know.
Now, what about gadgets, like he said, like the Instabridge, quote-unquote Instabridge, and grappling hooks?
Yeah, I mean, we talked about this before, how cool it would be to throw my grappling hook over a keep and maybe just a couple us climb it. We know that there's siege equipment. What siege equipment has been confirmed in the Elder Scrolls Online? Yeah. I think, like, did they mention catapults or anything specific, or?
I think they have actually mentioned, like, siege engines and, catapults and stuff like that.
But
that's on their whole PvP.
But not individual, like, or...
Well, they haven't said it, but that doesn't mean there necessarily won't be. It would be interesting that they have that whole cinematic trailer with all these different ways of getting in there and then not include it in the game.
Exactly.
That's kind of like false advertising almost.
Very true. Very true.
But also, I don't think they will be individually crafted. I think it'll have to do with alliance points and resources within Cyrodiil itself. So, like, you would have to gain keeps or capture farms or something, get some kind of resources, however they're going to implement that whole system, and then you will be able to build or choose what to build in regards to siege equipment, like the Instabridges or grappling hooks for individuals to go ahead and start scaling the walls.
Yeah.
And speaking of that, we were actually talking on the forums about this whole thing. It's like, if I'm a Khajiit, I should be able to climb the damn walls with my claws. And then that started going into the whole, like, each race should maybe have some kind of PvP-oriented benefit.
Kind of an advantage to...
Something like that. So, like, the Argonian would be able to breathe underwater, so they could go under keeps, water systems, whatever, the cisterns, and try to get in through that way. The Khajiit would have the claw thing. I don't know what Bretons would have. Maybe they would specialize in, like, the grappling hook or something like that. So, I don't know. It's a whole different aspect to think about and, theory craft about. But we don't actually have any solid information on those types of gadgets.
We can only offer hope.
ZeniMax, please give us a bunch of different ways to if you could scale the walls and stuffs.
We're doing our puppy dog eyes right now. You just can't see it.
My Khajiit wants to use his claws to climb up and then start ganking people. Please? Alrighty, moving on. Hey, hello Mara. Mara H. Say hello to Mara.
Mara, how's it going?
She's our moderator on the forums, by the way.
Oh, yeah, an honorary shoddy.
Yes. So, the test fans are used to rated M games, which means the developers didn't need much discretion. However, it's looking like ESO will be rated T. Like many other MMOs. Wow, I don't know why I did with an upward inflection.
You really are analyzing your speech lately.
Yes, I don't know why. Okay. Do you think this will have a noticeable effect? As in rating of T enough to include the kill cams and quests with questionable morality we'll all know and love? I feel like I read that completely wrong.
WWTD. What would Todd do?
What would Todd do?
That's what you have to ask yourself with this question. What would Todd Howard, leader and holy man of himself of Bethesda, what would he do? Well, his approach when he comes to the whole rating of the games, he says we don't set out to make a rated T game or a rated M game. We make the game what it is, we give the ESRB all the information they need to know, and we let them rate the game. That's it. We don't set out to make a game rated T or rated M. But when you're talking about in an MMO, sadly, I think a lot of them go out of their way to make a rated T game.
To appeal to all those parents out there that are sheltering their children from blood and gore.
Which, I don't like.
Well, I think if they do have the book, the Lusty Argonian Maid, then they're going to have to make it rated M.
Oh, God.
So,
and there's some more. There's dude, there are a couple perverse books, too.
Yeah, but...
Lusty Argonian Maid. There's this other one about a Khajiit making love to Berenzia, I think her name is.
Heyo.
And talking about how rough it was. You gotta love the maturity of the Elder Scrolls series, and I can appreciate a mature RPG. And I wish to God, we haven't heard anything on what the rating will... Well, we know, we pretty much, let's just say we know. I can almost guarantee you they're going for the rated T thing.
But they are going to have kill cams in the game, so maybe in order to do that, the default setting will be like there is no blood, there is none of that stuff, and then you have to actually tag it to have blood and gore and stuff like that. The thing with MMOs, though, they can usually kind of cop out on the whole rating system because they say that things may change because it is an online game. So, like, they may give it a rating of teen, but it can immediately become a mature game when you have all these people talking trash and stuff in chat. So,
and they give the rating based on just the game alone, if there's no other players around. And as the game alone, I hope that the Elder Scrolls Online, it ends up being rated M. I don't know, I like adult, mature RPGs. And I'm gonna bring up The Witcher again. Like, I love boobies.
No, that was on the extreme of the maturity.
That was on the extreme.
That should almost be like rated X.
But you know what? I don't know. I love that. Call me crazy. I'm the HBO Game of Thrones watching guy. I love like mature fantasy.
I love the boobies. It is not just about the boobies. It's about the maturity of the content itself, and just when they're allowed to speak their minds how they want the characters to be portrayed without having to, water the milk, I guess.
Yeah, and my biggest fear, like, we're talking about, like, bringing the Daedric Princes back again. What sort of quests are we used to performing for the Daedric Princes?
Crazy, killing stuff constantly.
Yeah, sacrificing people to Namira and stuff on an altar and all that sort of stuff. I really don't want to miss out on that because they want to appeal to more teens, which I think is kind of stupid to begin with. Since when has the rating ever kept these teens? It never kept me as a teen playing these rated M games. I don't really know how much it helps cater to the larger audience having that.
Pretty much just have your parents buy it for you. Yeah. Or like you can buy it online anyways usually and just, download it from there. So all you need is a credit card and you can instantly get it. They don't ask you like your age. And if they do, just put something down. They're not going to check it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think that whole rating system is kind of stupid anyways. I mean, it gives you an idea of what to expect from the game, but as to it keeping kids from playing the game, it doesn't do anything.
Yeah, the decision on the rating, I think, will be made by probably the big corporate suits, maybe at ZeniMax. The developers, I hope they don't restrict the developers by saying, guys, your game has to be rated teen. We got to. It's an MMO. We have to appeal. I want the devs to have the freedom to go crazy with it.
I want blood and gore and heads and arms flying off.
Yeah, give it to me. Give it to me.
Damn it.
Come on.
I want PvP to be interesting.
We're not cream puffs here.
I don't want stupid flashes of light as, like, swords hit armor that's not even there or something. I don't want it being stupid looking.
I want, like, chivalry limbs flying off, man.
People crying and whimpering as they're on the floor bleeding out and stuff. Alright, yes, we're demented. So that is going to be it for Wednesday's ShoddyTalks.
Alright, guys. Thanks for watching. This has been the ShoddyCast. Don't forget to like, subscribe, all that good stuff. I have been Josh.
I have been Kyle.
We'll catch you later.
Friday. Boy.